Hi everyone, I'm Candice with Eclectic Coach, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to find joy in the journey and not just the destination. Some people are very future focused, very motivated to reach a particular goal. Sometimes they're just charging ahead so much that they have a hard time looking around and appreciating what's happening around them in the here and now. Some people are very past oriented, people who are SJs in the 16 personality Myers-Briggs typology tend to look at the past, and there's a focus on the best days being long gone. And some people are just so in the now, they don't think at all about the future implications or the past. And they're very in the moment reactive. We all kind of have our own thing. I'm an INFJ, so personally, I'm either present or very much in the future and future tripping and all kinds of concerned about the implications of AI and robotics and whether or not we're going to optimize or weaponize. And I'm going to be talking about that a lot more in my podcast, Lyran Sky. So check that out. And when that becomes more available, it will be in the description box. And if you're interested in personality coaching and, where you might get stuck or how you can use this in a more detailed, customized way, check out the links in the description box. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we can really dial it into your personality type and where you're likely to go with this sort of thing. Are you future oriented? Are you stuck in the past? Are you just here now? And this is a way for you to not only experience more joy in the moment, of course, because that is really the only place that you can experience the joy is in the now, even if you're reflecting on the past. But there are some things that you can do to honor and commemorate your past and to create shared experiences. And so that's what I want to talk to you about now. So one practical tip, and you hear this all the time, practice daily gratitude, like keeping a gratitude journal or something like that. If you haven't heard of it, I'll just tell you, writing down 5 unique things in description, what it felt like that you were grateful for that happened each day is a really great way for you to get out of a rut. And it's also a good way, especially for people who tend to look backwards, to have a log of things that they can reflect on. And for people who struggle to see patterns in things, it's a great way for you to reflect on who are the important people in your life that add value. You do start to see, okay, I mentioned this place, this activity, these people multiple times in my gratitude journal. These are the people who really support me. These are the things that really nourish me. And it helps you see the pattern there so that you can really optimize that pattern. And you can really express gratitude to the people that you love. Because you start to see, wow, that person showed up for me there, again, there. I have so much fun with this person. It's a good way for people who are more nostalgic to look back and reminisce in a meaningful way without stewing on what didn't go well. And for people who have a hard time seeing that anything good is happening or going to happen, and they're kind of stuck in a sort of negative cycle and fear about the future not ever getting better, it's a good way for you to kind of look around your environment and be like, ooh, that's the thing I'm going to put on my list. Okay, I'm going to put that on my list. I'm going to put that on my list. And we talk about doing this, but the rubber meets the road when we actually do it. So when I work with clients, before we end any call, we have a clear action item list that's not too long, it's not crazy, and that you're not going to do it and then you're going to kick yourself, but it's a way to kind of challenge yourself and also plan a reward system. So maybe if you needed to focus more on keeping a gratitude journal and you were going to do it every night in that upcoming week, the next time we spoke, I would be like, hey, because I keep a file on everybody, and we need social accountability. We used to live in tribes together in small knit communities. So if you said you were going to do something, either everyone was around you monitoring your progress moment by moment, and there was more of a group effort. But in a more autonomous society, like, we don't have anybody saying, hey, did you do what you say you're going to do? And we tend to loop in ideation mode of coming up with new idea without any implementation, or we're focused on the past and what we can't change and what went wrong and what we did wrong. So this is a good way to get present in your daily life while still honoring the past. But also getting that accountability piece is crucial for actually doing it. And I would love to help you with that. If not me, get it somewhere, a mastermind, a group, but somewhere where they keep track of what you said you were going to do, if you did it or not, and what you liked about it, and where it could be enhanced or modified in some way to really work for you. Celebrate your small wins. So it's really, really important, especially when you got a big goal that's going to require a lot of everyday, consistent daily actions. Finding a way to reward yourself and acknowledge and get immediate feedback. And this is why I love coaching so much, is it's focused on results, it's focused on action, it's focused on what we're doing. And I love who I am as a coach, because I love to celebrate with my clients and to see, okay, you did it. How does that feel? And to see the progress and to see their faces light up when they reach their goal, when they've taken even a small step forward and they're giving themselves credit for it. You can really start to see a momentum built, and you need to have that momentum, because at first it feels clunky, it feels uncomfortable to try new behavior. It feels sort of like an irritation when you're, let's say, studying a new language, and that was your goal, and that's something that you're focused on. You're going to feel almost like an irritation or like a mental itch when you first start doing it, or you're learning to play the piano and it's not flowing yet. You haven't been able to find flow because you haven't practiced it enough. It's going to be uncomfortable. So having support is really important, and acknowledging, okay, you practiced 20 minutes every day for the past 5 days. That accumulates and accumulates. You get to 1,000 hours, you're going to be able to access flow, which is like the pinnacle of human experience. And we'll talk more about that in future videos, but it's the step-by-step daily actions with consistency where you get results. But having a reward system, so you practice your 20 minutes every single day on the piano. How are you going to reward yourself? And what's great is you don't necessarily have to reward yourself with food, although that's good too, sometimes to give yourself a treat. You don't also get so focused on the reward that you aren't focusing on taking the steps that you needed to take to get where you're trying to go. And no matter how minor it is, if it's being acknowledged and you're getting continuous feedback and you're exploring it with somebody, you can really, really refine it and get a reward system that's going to help you go fast and stay motivated. And this is great for like things like a weight loss journey, a health journey, learning a new skill, like a new language or practicing something. And even if you have a fitness goal, but you don't necessarily need somebody right there with you, next to you by the machine, just did you follow through with this? And acknowledging every time that you do, and really patting yourself on the back, because sometimes we have a tendency just to brush over it and be on to the next thing. And we really got to pause and be like, wow, I did good. I've been doing good. And making it feel good in the moment as you do it is so important. Which brings me to my next point, being fully present in the moment. Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about this. He's my favorite. Me and my friend call him the bear because he looks like a little bear in a sweater. He's my favorite. And I love listening to him. But he talks about the only way to have enjoyment is to be in the moment. Because if you're in the past or you're in the future, you're not in the now, so you can't enjoy anything. And so having an activity he talks about in The Power of Now, like something as small and benign as walking up the stairs to your house every day, or brushing your teeth, or drinking a glass of water. If you make that a daily ritual to be fully present for that one teeny tiny activity, and you focus not on any mental labeling, any mental dialogue, but rather you focus on all of your sense perceptions as you do it, your present moment awareness will grow. And so this is especially powerful when you have something that you actually enjoy doing. Let's say you have a workout that you like doing. If you could get yourself fully present as you do that, you'll love doing it. And just a quick tip, if you wanted to start drinking more water, if you make drinking water your present moment focused activity, you'll become addicted to drinking water. He talks extensively about how people become addicted to something that helps them turn the mental dialogue off, calm down the monkey mind, as they say in Buddhist practice, and be fully present for it, whether it's video games or shopping or watching tons of movies or whatever it is that you do, scrolling online. It's because you get addicted to it because it's turned off all that thinking, the mental chatter. And it's kind of giving you, even if it's just for a little bit, a moment of that stillness, that silence. And if you have an activity, it can really help you dial that into a focused way, and you'll enjoy it more. And you'll have more fun all along the way as you're reaching for your goal. The next thing is to reframe challenges that happen as opportunities. Everybody knows that the word crisis has two meanings. It can mean something terrible is happening, or it can also mean opportunity. And so reframing the things that pop up in your life as opportunities is so helpful, because you're going to hit roadblocks. This is where people stop. This is why people don't reach their New Year's resolution, is because something happens. Sometimes they just walk into a cloud of their own confusion, or somebody says something and they feel like they were kind of kicked off course, or they got distracted by something, or a challenge came up, and instead of pushing through it or finding a way over or around or under it, they just kind of stop there. And that's why people are like, I'm not even going to start a New Year's resolution because I never reach them anyway. And then it just makes them feel like I can't ever make it happen. And we start to build an identity out of this. I know that I certainly have, like when the camera's not working and I'm freaking out, or something happens with my car, or somebody says something mean to me. And that's a big reason why I'm not having comments for a little while until I can get a moderator. Just because that's been a thing for me. Like, and I haven't even had hardly any mean comments. Mostly 99.9 have just been lovely and positive, but I haven't had that many people comment on my thing. And that fear of having to interact and have conflict, and people say weird things, and I don't know, it might catch me in a weird mood. I was just like, I can't deal with that, so I'm just not going to have it. So that's my way around it, is that this is an opportunity for me to share helpful things. I hope you find it helpful, and to connect and to give you some things to think about. But I'm not going to let it stop me from creating and self-expressing. But back to my point, seeing challenges as opportunities is also helpful to remember that nothing's ever happening to you. Everything is always happening for you, for your greater good. And even if it's a terrible thing that happens, there's nothing that I believe anyway that God can't turn into something useful to help somebody else with. Some of the most painful things that we experience become our initiation into our purpose. But even like the little things that happen, there's a gift. There's not just a learning opportunity, but there's an actual gift. And so sometimes as you're going through it, if you can say, okay, I don't know what the gift is in it. Because, I mean, let's get real. When you're going through it, the last thing you want to hear is, well, you're going to learn something. You're like, screw that. Like, I'm done with Earth School. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to learn any character building lessons. I just want this to end. I just want this to go away. But if you can remind yourself that, hey, somewhere in here is a gift. Maybe you're going to be, meeting somebody that you never would have met and they become the best friend that you've ever had. Or maybe this job falls apart and then you find an even better job, or you get this major heartbreak thing happens and it inspires the most beautiful song you've ever written, or whatever it is. If you can see it as there's not only a lesson here, but there's an actual gift for you, you can start kind of like looking around like, I wonder what it is. And so that brings me to my next point of how to enjoy the journey and not just wait to reach some destination, because the goalpost is always going to be moving, is to stay curious and open-minded about what's happening. And rather than being harsh and critical towards yourself and letting those internal voices that we've picked up, from childhood or our bosses, our parents, our teachers, our friends in middle school, whatever, ring in our mind, we can say, I wonder what good thing's supposed to come from this, or I wonder what the gift is, or I wonder if this is going to open up to something new. Or even when we've acted badly and we're having to be honest with ourselves and pause and reflect, we can get through it much easier and really advance on our growth journey when we're able to say, I wonder why I acted like that. And to approach it with more curiosity rather than harsh criticism allows us to raise our frequency and to lift our head and look around and see all the different things that it could be. And that is a great way to explore new perspectives, get new ideas, and start having different experiences instead of like looping back through regret and back through what you wish wouldn't have happened and that embarrassing moment and I wish I would have said it like this, or reimagining the fight or having these attack thoughts. Being more curious and compassionate is a great way to keep us going, because we're going to fall, we're going to make mistakes, and we got to get up as fast as possible and keep going. And the next thing is that when we make connections with other people along the way, people who share our values, we make beautiful memories. We have some of the happiest times of our whole life. We can really provide that support to one another that helps us keep going so that we don't quit, so that we can reach down and pull each other up, so that people can point things out to us in a kind and gentle way. Let's get real. Sometimes it's not always a kind and gentle way, but that allows us to say, hey, I would appreciate it if you delivered it in this way. It'd be easier to hear you. It gives us opportunities to set boundaries, to stand up for ourselves, to invest in ourselves. But it just makes what we do more meaningful when we have like-minded, supportive people. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about an echo chamber. I'm not saying that. It's good to have some differing opinions and differing ideas. We don't all have to be completely aligned in every area, from religion to family to politics and everything in between. I'm not saying that. But just to have people who do share some things in common can really help enrich the whole experience, can help you keep going, can make it more special, can make it more fun. My mom's really good about this. Like, she would be like, what are we going to wear? She was always trying to like find fun outfits for us to wear. And I remember being a kid and just being like, why does everything have to be such a big deal? Like, what? And looking back, it was like, well, because it's fun to wear matching pajamas to the Christmas party, or it's fun to wear the festive sweater, or, and life is only as enjoyable as you show up to give it that enthusiasm, that kind of fun. It's the energy that you decide to bring to it. And so that's something I really learned from my mom, who's an ENFP or ESFP. She's very social, very engaging, very entertaining. And she's really good at connecting with other people along the way. And I'm really glad that I'm making this video, because I'm kind of a solo kind of person, and reminding myself that joy shared is joy that's increased, and grief that's shared is grief that's diminished, and connecting with people makes life beautiful and meaningful. So anyway, I hope that you found this video to be helpful about how to enjoy the journey and not just be so focused on some future destination. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I make content. And I will see you soon, and hopefully we can do some coaching together. All right, take care. Bye.